It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and so we have a new summit. This one is called That Dude in Blue Experience, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, real quick before we get into the video, huge shout out to Simgii. He helped a lot on the lines and the shortcuts, and there's a lot of cuts in this one, so go check out his channel. He put up his summit guide as well. There's a link in the description of this video. All right, let's get into the cars. So for the summit bundle, you're going to be getting the Ford Shelby GT500, the Honda Integra Type R, and the Nissan 240SX. You're going to be using all three of those in the required ones, and then you're also going to be using the 240 on the Nissan required event as well. All right, additional vehicles besides those that you'll need are the Ford GT, or you can use the Ruby Edition Ford GT. But if you don't have that Ruby Edition, that was a summit reward in the Crew 2, then just use the regular Ford GT. The Civic Type R Fitted Edition, again, if you don't have the Fitted Edition, just use the regular Type R. And then you're going to need a slalom car with score breaker and skilled and pure as your affixes. All right, the keys to this summit for sure are the shortcuts and resets. The resets are very important on this one, and the shortcuts definitely save a lot of time. And here are the pro settings for those cars. All right, this first event is called the Scariest Mustang, and we're actually going to be using the Ford GT instead. I'll do some commentary over this run, but I won't play the whole thing. We can go ahead and skip to the most important parts, which there's only a couple. So let's skip forward. All right, up here at about 21%, you can wall ride this. It slows you down, but you can enter it at full speed. You don't have to slow down for the corner, and that kind of helps you make the corner. And just make sure you're guttering on the way out. I did a pretty bad job of it, but you get the picture. All right, let's fast forward. Now, when you're descending on this hill, all of these gutters are super important. You have to take the gutters, try not to hit the wall. I kind of clipped into it, actually, got lucky. But yeah, try to stay in these gutters. The Ford GT actually gutters very, very well, but every single corner up here needs to be a gutter, except for the very, very end. So we'll show you this one in just a moment here. Gutter turn again, and then again on this left-hander. And what you don't want to do is stay in the gutter on this turn, because you actually need to get wide for the other corner. So go wide a little bit and then cut back. That's pretty much it for the rest of this race. There really isn't any like major cuts for the race, and you can definitely get a decent time just paying attention to those two sections. All right, the next race is called Mustang Shelby GT500 Review. Again, there are a couple of tricky spots in this race, so I'll try to take you through them. On this corner at 5%, you're going to want to cut to the left just after the flag. Make sure you grab the gutter on this following turn, or you'll end up in the grass. At 12%, you can actually drift this corner and then cut left after the cars that are parked right there. Then again, make sure you grab this gutter on the way out. Over here on this left-hander, cut left after the house. It's at about 32%. You're going to cut this corner as well. And then you're going to cut left again on this corner. And once again, you're going through this exact same section again. Grab this gutter on the way out. That one's important because you will be in the grass. And then when you get to the top of this hill again, you're going to drift it just like you did on lap 1. So this is like a little repeat. There's not laps. This is just a race that happens to take the same path a couple of times. All right, coming up over here at about 54%, make sure you cut left, downshift a little bit to control speed. It's a much faster way to take that one. Also cut right here at 57%. Just make sure you get close to the checkpoint flags and it'll give it to you. You don't actually have to be inside them. All right, now this section actually is gonna be what sets you up to make sure you have top speed on the highways. So make sure that you're taking this section nice and slow. You don't have to go super fast, but just don't waste your NOS and don't hit any walls. That's your goal right there. Then you can blast your NOS when you get to that straight section. You should be keeping this car in the 230 mile per hour range. It can go all the way up to 235, but you're not going to be able to sustain that. So just try to keep it right around 230, 231. When you see it drop below, tap the NOS, but don't use all of it. You want to just keep tapping it. And that's how you're going to maintain speed for the rest of this section. It's all highways from here on out, but that left-hander, don't hit the wall. It's important. That'll slow you down so much. Then you're gonna have to use NOS to get back up, and you're not gonna have any to keep your speed above 230. Anyways, that is it for this one. Let's move on. All right, this next event is called the Sleeperof Motorfest, and for this one we're using the Civic Type R Fitted Edition. There's a few cuts on this one as well, so we'll fast forward to those sections for you. All right, right here at 12%, you're gonna want to take the beach, cut across, use NOS in the air if you can. If you can avoid the water, do it. The line that I took, it was okay, but I feel like you could go a little bit more to the left, ride the sand, it'll be a little bit faster. On this corner, you can cut it a little bit, but you really don't need to because of how slow Street 1 is. And then blast your NOS to get up to top speed. For this Civic, you're gonna be in the 175 to 180 range. All right, coming up here at 48%, you're gonna wanna cut right directly after that parked car. Do your best to control speed because the car bumps a little bit and it might throw you into the dirt. And then the next corner, cut right again. Just don't hit any trees. I did a little wall tap there. Not too big of a deal. Then down here at 70%, you're going to cut this corner. And you're going to cut the next corner as well. I went a little bit wide. I probably could have taken that a little tighter to, you know, shave off a couple more tenths of a second. But yeah, cut both of those corners. All right, and then at 85%, you're gonna wanna cut right just after that wall ends, go across the grass. And then on this final section, you can actually use the gutters to line yourself up. You hit this gutter, lines you up for that gutter, and it's important to take both. After that, it's basically just NOS to the finish line. On the very, very last turn, I actually drifted it. We'll see here in just a moment. I didn't do it very well, but I think a drift is actually a little bit faster. I just kind of lost control a little bit there. Anyways, let's move on. All right, this next event is called the Honda Integra Review. Now, there are a lot of little things on this race, and it's a very long race. I know this is going to give you guys some headaches, so I'm just going to go through the first lap with you, and we'll talk about all of the little things that I feel like make a big difference in this one. I got a decent time on this, but it probably could have been a little bit better. Now, the start is a little bit wild because the AI are a little bit faster in this than they are in like the regular game. So just do your best to get around them without running into the back of them. You're gonna have a cut here up here pretty soon here. Let me see where it is. Here we go. We're getting close. All right, right here, you're gonna go off to the right, cut back left of this flag, then NOS in the air. Air NOS is important. As you can see, the speed got up to about 185. Now use the gutter a little on this turn. Try to stay right a little bit, then cut left after that pole. Right here, you can blast the NOS. Again, into the 80s, 180s. Cut this corner to the left. And then again, you're going to be blasting the NOS in 5th gear to try to get back up to around 180. I don't even think I hit it on this one. Yeah, 177. At this checkpoint flag, you're going to reset. Make sure you do not touch your steering wheel because you'll end up in the grass. Gutter this turn. And the same with this next turn. I took these in 3rd gear. And then for this one, you're going to go across the grass and reset. Make sure you're pointing left when you come out of that. It's important because otherwise you'll end up in the wall. You lose all your speed. Again, this is a straight, so you're going to want to blast your NOS. Try to get into the 170s if possible. You don't have to like empty the tank. You can use it in spurts. This car really doesn't react to NOS that well. This is no gutter on that turn. I guttered it. You don't have to gutter that turn. You can take the right angle and not have to gutter. You won't lose as much speed. This one, definitely gutter. And I missed it. See, I did those in reverse. Not a good idea. Gutter that turn. Again, on this one, you're going to gutter. And then another gutter on this turn. These are all really small things, but they make a big difference in your time. Again, gutter on this turn, and I missed it, which put me in a weird position for the right-hander. And then as we descend down this hill, there's going to be a few resets. So the first one after this turn, cut left, straight towards the flag, reset. And then once this concrete wall or this block wall ends, you cut right and reset here. Then on the following turn, you're going to basically do the same thing. Cut left, go towards the flag, reset. And that's it for the resets. There's only one last cut here on this final left-hand turn. You can take this almost at full speed. You probably could take it at full speed. I just maybe didn't take the right line. You cut across that corner to the left and you're good to go. Just repeat that for lap number 2. All right, this next event is called A Car Built from a Dream. This is the worst race in the summit. It's raining, it's dark, it's hard to see the gutters. The car itself just doesn't perform that well. And it's going to be a point of frustration from all you guys because the shortcuts aren't great either. This first turn, you got to gutter it. I ended up drifting a little bit, but it's okay. This part, you're going to go over this hill directly at the flag and nos in the air to get over that hill. Reset when you get there. All right, at 22%, you're going to go straight towards this flag and reset. Then at 28%, this is a very important turn. You can easily slide off the mountain here. Slow down and hit this gutter. You have to stay in this gutter. It's a very sharp and almost, you can see on the minimap, almost a U-turn. So stay in that gutter. That's a very important one to hit. I should have stayed in it slightly longer, but it is what it is. All right, as we go into this tunnel, you got to be prepared for the jump cut that's here. I took this in 4th gear. I slowed down a little bit. I just wanted to line it up and make sure the jump went fine. Cut to the left of the flag towards the next one. Make sure you get close. That one gave me the checkpoint, which is super weird. I was able to get it, then come down the hill and try to hit that gutter if you can. It'll help you take that turn a little faster. That's basically it. For the rest of this race, you're just going to be taking these gutters. And that is definitely difficult in this car. Now, also, I have a little bit of a different tune for this car, for this summit, than I do as on my regular tune. So if you have the tune already on this car, you need to go back and use the one that was in this summit guide as opposed to the one that I have published right now. All right, let's move on. All right, this next event is called BlueJZ Nissan 240SX Review. Again, a lot of names on these things. Anyways, for this one, it's kind of long and there's a lot of different little things. So I'm actually just going to try to fast forward to each of those things. Here we go. All right, here at 9%, cut across and reset. Make sure you're pointing left on this one when you exit. Otherwise, you'll end up in the wall. Now this corner, you can actually gutter or reset. I chose to gutter. It wasn't as sharp and it worked out fine. Again, on this one, I guttered as well. Did not reset on that one either. All right, here at 40%, you're going to cut across the grass to the left. I waited too long, cut it a little bit sharper than what I did. It caused me to drift. Then right after that, use the gutter for this turn. It's important. That'll keep your speed up. Again, on this turn, use the gutter. This car actually likes to hop into these high speed gutters. Do it again here, control speed, even though I missed it. And again, right here. All right, here at 70%, you're gonna take this gutter and then cut left of the flag. When you get done with this, you'll cut right of this flag right after the pole. And then prepare to downshift and slow down for this one. After this, right around this pole, cut right. You have to take it wide because of the parked cars. You can't just cut it right at the middle of the flag because there's just really nowhere for you to go. On this part, you're going to want to blast your NOS, get up to top speed. And then drifting this corner actually turned out to be a little bit faster. So I drifted this, downshifted, went to the right of this flag, and then also made sure I didn't hit those blue pipes. For this section, again, try to get up to top speed if you can, somewhere in the 170 range. Now your visual cue on this corner, let me back up a little bit here, because this one is a little bit tricky. Okay, So your visual cue on this turn, you're gonna cut this turn. You have to, otherwise you'll end up at the wrong side. Your visual cue is not this water tower. The water tower is gonna mislead you. If you cut to the left right after the water tower, you're gonna run into that building on the left. What you need to do is watch for that yellow of the flag. See how you can see it through the trees there? And try to cut to the left of that flag. That's what you should be aiming for. So as you come through here, in between that flag and the building is where you want to be. And that sets you up pretty well for the next right-hand turn. Even though I hit like every flag that you could possibly hit. But check this out. There you go. And I hit all the poles and flags, just don't do that. Anyways, let's get into the feats. All right, moving on to the feats. For the first two, you're going to be going forward the way that you spawn. The last one is the one you're going to want to do in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and let my full runs play out so you can see what I did, and then we'll get to the final scores and end the video. All right, here are my final scores. If you have any questions about this summit, please send me a DM. It's pretty hard to read every single comment, but all the DMs that come my way, I answer. So please do not hesitate on Discord or Instagram. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.